Montana, the land of beauty, peace, and serenity. Despite its charm, it's got one of the lowest populations in the US. Now, don't get me wrong, Montana's got fans. People rave about its towering mountains, endless skies, and a lifestyle that's slower than a Sunday stroll. But with just over 1.1 million residents spread across 147,040 square miles, Montana ranks 44th in population and 48th in population density, with a measly 7.6 people per square mile as of 2023. So, why isn't everyone packing their bags for big sky country? As a geography buff, I've dug into the latest data, crunched the numbers, and scoured reliable sources to bring you 7 shocking reasons why Montana might not be everyone's cup of tea. First up, let's talk about its geographical isolation. Montana is out there, folks, like, really out there. It's the 4th largest state by land area, but it's tucked away in the western US, far from major urban hubs. The closest big cities, like Seattle or Denver, are hundreds of miles away, and Montana itself doesn't have any major metropolitan areas. Billings, its largest city, had a population of just 119,960 in 2022, according to the US Census Bureau. This isolation makes it tough to attract big industries that need easy access to markets or a large workforce. Sure, places like Bozeman have seen some tech startups pop up. Montana State University's tech corridor is buzzing, but it's no Silicon Valley. The Montana Department of Commerce notes that the state's economy leans heavily on agriculture, mining, and tourism, which don't always bring in droves of high-paying jobs. Next, we've got Montana's harsh climate. If you think winter is just a cozy season for hot cocoa, Montana will give you a reality check. The state is notorious for its extreme weather, bone-chilling winters, and scorching summers. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, Montana's average winter temperatures can plummet to -10 degrees Fahrenheit in the northeast and hover around 0 degrees Fahrenheit to 20 degrees Fahrenheit in the west. Glasgow, in eastern Montana, hit a record low of -70 degrees Fahrenheit once. Summers, on the other hand, can climb into the 90s, with occasional heat waves pushing past 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The heavy snowfall, especially in the Rockies, can bury roads and make travel a nightmare. The Montana Department of Transportation reported that icy roads contribute to thousands of accidents annually, with 2023 seeing over 5,000 weather-related crashes. Now let's talk about the high cost of living, which might surprise you for a state with so much open space. Montana's not New York or California, but it's not a bargain either. According to the US Bureau of Economic Analysis, Montana's cost of living in 2023 was about 6% above the national average, driven largely by housing. In Bozeman, the median home price hit $537,000 in 2024, well above the national median of $425,000, per Redfin data. Missoula and Whitefish aren't far behind, with prices soaring due to demand from newcomers seeking that Montana lifestyle. Rent isn't cheap either. A one-bedroom apartment in Billings averages $1,370, according to Apartment Guide. Wages, however, lag behind. The Montana Department of Labor and Industry reported an average annual wage of $52,000 in 2023, compared to the national average of $63,000. This gap makes it tough for locals to afford their own state, especially when groceries and utilities are also pricier than in places like Idaho or Wyoming. Limited job opportunities are another big hurdle. Montana's economy is growing, but it's still small and heavily tied to traditional industries. Agriculture, mining, and tourism dominate, with the Montana Department of Commerce reporting that these sectors accounted for 25% of the state's GDP in 2023. If you're not into ranching, logging, or guiding tourists through Glacier National Park, your options are slim. Bozeman's tech scene is picking up, with companies like Oracle setting up shop, but it's not enough to rival bigger hubs. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics pegged Montana's unemployment rate at 3.1% in 2023, which is decent, but the state struggles to offer diverse, high-paying jobs. Healthcare and tech roles are mostly concentrated in Billings, Missoula, or Bozeman, leaving rural areas with gig work or low-wage retail jobs. Access to healthcare is a real challenge, especially in Montana's vast rural areas. The state has just 1.1 million people spread across a massive landscape, and medical facilities are few and far between. According to the Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services, there were only 26 hospitals in the state in 2023, with many rural counties lacking even a single clinic. If you live in a place like Garfield County, you might have to drive 5 hours to reach a hospital. This is a deal breaker for older folks or anyone with chronic conditions needing regular treatment. The Kaiser Family Foundation noted that Montana's healthcare access ranks among the lowest in the U.S., with 20% of residents reporting difficulty accessing care in 2023. Public transportation, or the lack thereof, is another reason Montana might not be your dream destination. If you're used to hopping on a bus or subway, prepare for a shock. Montana ranks 42nd in the nation for public transit usage, according to a 2023 report from the American Public Transportation Association. Outside of Billings and Missoula, public transport is practically non-existent. Most Montanans rely on personal vehicles, with 75.6% driving alone to work. Rural areas have no Uber or Lyft, and even in cities, these services are spotty due to low driver availability. This car dependency is tough for the elderly, disabled, or anyone without a vehicle. If you can't handle long drives or don't own a reliable car, Montana's lack of transit options could leave you stranded. Finally, at number 7, there's the issue of limited entertainment and cultural venues. Montana's got stunning landscapes, but if you're craving concerts, museums, or bustling nightlife, you might be disappointed. Billings, with its 119,960 residents, has a few theaters and bars, but it's no cultural hotspot. Missoula's got a vibrant art scene, but it's small scale compared to cities like Denver or Seattle. According to a 2024 article from The Honest Local, Montana lacks the diverse food scenes or live shows you'd find in urban centers. Want ramen, tacos, or a Broadway-style performance? You're out of luck unless you drive hours or leave the state. The Montana Arts Council funds local events, but with a 2023 budget of just $1.8 million, it's not enough to rival big city offerings. For folks who thrive on cultural experiences, Montana's quiet towns might feel like a cultural desert, even if the hiking trails are world-class. Alright folks, we've covered the 7 shocking reasons why Montana's population stays low, from its isolated geography to its spotty internet. But let's be real, Montana's not trying to be New York or LA. It's a place for those who crave wide open spaces, epic adventures, and a life that's a little wilder. If you're thinking about moving, visit first, maybe in February when the snow's deep, and see if you can handle the Montana magic. Thanks for joining me on this journey through Big Sky Country. Stay curious, keep exploring, and maybe I'll see you on a Montana trail someday.